So in the big scheme of things, you're happy it's basketball, of course, because one loss, doesn't kill you. But on the other scheme, it just seemed like Auburn was the much better team that night in that game.
It was from the jump, from the opening tip off, and then from the opening couple of baskets. All the bigs were hitting threes. They were on point. They were in sync together. They played defense. And speaking of their defense, let's be honest. I saw a post where someone said like we just shot horribly from three. Their defense forced us to take a lot of bad shots. We took a lot of uncontested threes. We just couldn't hit them. But the shots that we didn't take that weren't threes, that's the regular field goals, we took a lot of bad shots. There were some ugly shots that we took, but that was again kudos to their defense for kind of forcing us and putting us in those type of predicaments. But it sucks. They outplayed us. Again, we mentioned this Saturday, they out-physicaled us. But they beat
especially
us
going to the hole, man. They kind of pushed us off the three-point line at times. And then, when we got to the hole, I just don't feel like we were very strong going to the hole. You got to absorb a little contact when you go there. It might seem a little anachronistic, but it just seems like maybe a mid-range jumper or two in here would help this team out, because once you get past that first lane, we're like, with that first line of defense, we're like, let's get all the way to the hoop, and we're not hitting. Because this was one of our best games as far as we had like 6 turnovers.
Yeah,
that's usually like a good 5 minutes for us. Yeah. So we played our best as far as that, but there was a sequence, Rodg, where we had, I think Sears took a long three, then Youngblood took a long three, and then Holloway took a long three. Holloway hit it, and everybody was cheering. I was like, those were 3 bad shots. Those were terrible.
Let me ask you a question about that sequence. Does that sequence kind of show how desperate we were to hit a 3, or was that just okay?
Basically, I think the first one, the clock was running down a little bit, but the second one, it was just far out. And then even Holloway, it was just, like I said, it goes down, but those weren't good shots.
Was this game a perfect example of you live by the 3, die by the 3, or was it just more like they just played better defense?
Well, both for sure. They definitely played better.
Those kind of intertwine a little bit,
and they kind of pushed us into longer threes, and we don't have an answer for that, so we just kept going after it. So it was both. But I don't. Would everybody say, "Oh, we just missed a lot of threes. If we make those in the next game, we'll get." No, did you see the threes we were taking? Like they were
at a desperate.
Those 3, yeah,
they were launching,
and that's why I don't like saying that when people try to break down the game, or they just look at box scores and go, "Oh, if we hit more threes." Well, that's true with every game. But if you take a lot of bad threes, you can't just expect in the next game you're going to hit more of those bad threes. Yeah. If we shoot the same type of shots in the second game that we did in this first game, we're going to lose, and we're going to shoot the same percentage.
Yeah.
So that's not an answer. Their defense was much, much better than ours. And like I said, they're just steadier on offense than we are. They have people they can say, okay, we need a bucket, give it to Broom. So